Bud Bud the Wonder Horse by Greg Hewitt. Farmer Jay has an amazing farm. There are all kinds of animals on his farm, and each of them has a special job to do. The sheep are being sheared so their wool can be used to make clothing for Farmer Jay and his family. Their long wool made them hot in the summer, but the sheep were thankful to be a part of Farmer Jay's farm. The hens are laying eggs in their nest, so the farmer and his family will have food for their table. It seems like a lot of work and even painful, but the chickens were thankful to be a part of Farmer Jay's farm. The cows line up to be milked. Their milk could be used to make cheese for the farmer and his family. It takes a lot of milk to make a pound of cheese, but the cows were thankful to be a part of Farmer Jay's farm. And Farmer Jay's farm had a horse. His name is Bud Bud the Wonder Horse. Everybody called him Bud Bud the Wonder Horse. He got his name because Bud Bud was no ordinary horse. He could pull a wagon, he could herd cattle, he could compete in the rodeo. And he was even the star of the Main Street Parade. You see, Bud Bud could do anything. And the farmer loved Bud Bud. He had his own special stall. He always got fed first. He had his own halter and blanket. Farmer Jay loved Bud Bud the Wonder Horse, and Bud Bud loved being a part of the farm. But one day, Bud Bud decided that he was far too valuable to be working on one small farm, and the work on the farm was too much work for a horse of his ability. So Bud Bud decided he would run away to a farm that didn't require so much work. He heard there was a farm like this on the other side of the hill. While everyone was sleeping, Bud Bud jumped the fence and ran as fast as he could away from Farmer Jay's farm. And when he got to this farm, he found it just as he had hoped. The chickens didn't have to lay eggs, the sheep didn't grow wool, the cows didn't get milked, and Bud Bud didn't have to ride anyone or pull anything. Bud Bud loved being a part of this new farm. Back at Farmer Jay's farm, with Bud Bud being away, the other animals were having to do Bud Bud's chores. They didn't like pulling wagons and plows and starring in rodeos and parades. But it wasn't long before Bud Bud realized that since no one had to work, there wasn't anything for anyone to eat. And Bud Bud got so hungry that he began to think about his life on Farmer Jay's farm. He thought about his stall and his blanket, and most of all, about having all the grain he could eat. He longed to be back at home at Farmer Jay's farm, but how could he ever go back? He had been so wrong for running away. How could Farmer Jay forgive him? He couldn't sleep all night, so he decided it was time to go back to Farmer Jay's farm. All the way home, he thought about how mad Farmer Jay must be, and he wondered if he would ever let him come back to his farm to stay. But as he turned into the road leading to the farm, he looked up and saw, much to his surprise, there was Farmer Jay running to meet him. He hugged Bud Bud the Wonder Horse and called for his farmhands to bring him a new halter and blanket and take him to his stall so he could eat all the grain that he wanted. The next day, all the other farm animals asked Farmer Jay how he could celebrate Bud Bud's return after how he had left them. Farmer Jay got all the animals around him and he told them, "I celebrated because I thought Bud Bud was lost or dead and now he's come home. You see, sometimes we have to be away from home and those who love us to realize how good we have it and how badly we need them. And isn't it good to know we can always come home no matter where we have been or what we have done?" That night, Bud Bud the Wonder Horse lay in his stall with his new halter and blanket and all his farm friends and realized how good it really is to be a part of Farmer Jay's farm.